Welcome to Community Insight. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Coles, always bringing information to our community. I'm telling you, you better get your pen and paper lined up. We have another special guest. She had been on this broadcast before, and the work that she's doing, you want to hear about it. I want to welcome today Mrs. Patricia Ferguson. Miss Ferguson, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. You've invited me here to join you on set, and I am doing fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna say you are a mover. You get things done. You like all over the place, which is good. Like I
Yeah, it
said
is.
previously, those
Yes.
people that is capable, we're not really available, and those available, they're not
Capable.
capable. So we just thank God, work on your availability to get you to be all the way
Yeah.
down here to speak for what you're doing.
Yes.
And I know
Yes.
last year you had done, and I believe this might be even the second year, and it was something
Yeah.
that the Spirit led you to do, and
Yeah.
how it just continued moving. And it's a film festival. Could you explain us to what exactly is the film festival? And just give all the details
Yeah.
about
Can
it.
I just back up to last year on how all of this
Please do.
actually happened?
Hmm.
To the listeners that are there and those of you here, look, I started this journey with what I called um, Pray the Path, or better yet, talking to people about prayer. And I called it the Prayer
Hmm.
Project. And I just wanted to have a better idea on what inspired people to just move from one day to the next, even in adversity. And that led to me being at a movie theater one day and walked up to a young man and said, who was the first person you ever heard pray? And a long story short, he indicated never heard anyone pray,
Wow.
never pastor. And then finally he made the comment, he says, wait a minute, I did. And I'm waiting to hear this pastor's name or an evangelist. And he said, it wasn't in a church. He says, I was in a movie theater. And it was at that very moment the Spirit of the Lord was quickened. And that is when I knew clearly, as a strategist, what I needed to do. And when he said movie theater, I immediately reached out to all of the filmmakers around the world with hashtag add a prayer. I asked them, could you please add hope to your films?
Mm.
Please. It had nothing to do with whether or not they were believers or not.
Hmm.
It's just that anyone can believe. And from there came the makings of a film festival, which was my search for filmmakers beginning in northeastern North Carolina,
Mm.
northeastern North Carolina. Amazing filmmakers like James Jones, who just released Pay Dirt, the movie, at the Golden State Theater up the
Hmm.
street. And then from Malik and Donnie and
Wow.
Denidra and Zaki, and it just goes on and on. And Dr. KM and Robin Roots, all of these amazing filmmakers, northeastern North Carolina,
Right here.
right here. But wait, of course, the Lord's vision is never that geographical. He reaches far beyond. So the film festival this year covers the entire nation, like it did
Mm.
last year. But my heart is in films can be made here and hope can be built from filmmaking right where we are.
When you talk about films, there's two type of folks. Like sometimes you can learn. Some people like have the papers and read, but sometimes in the film, in the movie, and I'm gonna admit right here on camera, that I have watched movie with tears just roll down my eyes. That I know that it touched me so much. I feel like it brought me in there.
Yeah,
And when you mention that, it brings you in
it
there,
brings you in.
and when this to have someone to praise it, they didn't have it in the church. It's amazing how our Father will get the message through.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing. It doesn't matter where you at. You could be in a Walmart store.
Yeah.
You could be anywhere. How our Father get the message through,
Yes, he
and
does.
then and it's in the movie there. And I look back on these two brothers. Last name was this the Alex and
Kendrick?
Stephen Kendricks,
Yeah.
and even though I have the license to show it in our office when we do show it, it's called Show Me the Father, and I told you I done watched that 5 times, and
Wow.
it falls. And you watch the movie. These movies sometimes can touch our life, and to hear stories of people life. And when you talk about film, I'm really into the films and watching. I
Yes.
love watching
Yes.
Christian movies. I like to watch things.
Yes.
I like that crazy drum. You can turn that off for me.
Yeah.
I want to watch something that's going to bring reality to make me be a better person than who I am. And when you mentioned about prayer, I can imagine how many people been to a film festival or a place where they heard Jesus for the first time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but watch this. This is the part that I'm hoping that the listeners get. There cannot be movies about our dad unless we create them.
Come on.
So that's the decision that every filmmaker, every talent has to make in terms of their vision. My vision is that every film, even if they're secular, if the right influences are there, they can build hope in it. It's
Yes.
just the script. Now, a lot of folks say that it takes about $50,000 per page for one script. So if you have a script, you calculate costs, some say, at $50,000 per page. And that's how movies get really expensive, because it's all the little things like access and roadway rights and, what are you going to close down and what are you going to, how many cars you're going to smash. So my son in LA, when he first went, my Warner Brothers son, I can remember very clearly, he was a part of the Act One Fellowship. And he came back and said, Mom, and I've got another two sons, and Josh is in the industry as well. He says, Mom, the producers and directors from Hollywood that are a part of our base of support, they're saying that instead of believers writing in and talking about the characters they dislike, he says they don't understand their power to talk about the one they liked. He says because that is what drives the writers to write, is what is the public response to their content. He says, so if there's a person that knocks on the door, had a beautiful spirit, was very courteous, then write in and say, oh my gosh, that young man or woman or older person that knocked on the door was amazing. Could you please show more of her or characters like her? He says, because you're not going to make inroads talking about what you don't like. And I thought that was amazing, which drives me so courageously to be able to intersect the lives of these indie filmmakers and not derail their vision, but to encourage hope within those. And I believe that that is the easiest pathway to change, is that we have to encourage them. And then I'm trying to get believers to create films and shorts and movies. And so I said to them, look, you guys, 5 minutes, just focus on 5 minutes, a really good film, great storyline, get a writer's room, bring some believers in, let the Lord have his way, and begin to write and see what happens. And once you master 5, submit them into short film festivals, and then 10 minutes, before you know it, you're doing a feature. So listen, the world is waiting for us. We're the most creative ones out there.
You said something, and I'm listening to you. All of us at one time pretend that we was actors or something like that. And wrote things down. I even wrote little stories that never went anywhere.
Oh my gosh!
And you'd be amazed. It's like sometimes people just want to, even think about it. We don't even write about our life. Like write a book about who you are. Everybody else giving you awards, but you never wrote about who you are, what you felt, what's your purpose, and that falls into a documentary. It falls into a film, but like short films that make sense.
Yes.
That can bring people, and you're right, we all have that. But I love the idea that you guys is working with them to be able to do that. I think sometimes I'm calling you Dr. Ferguson. I'm supposed to usually calling your dad, calling your husband all the time. But Miss Ferguson, I look at that.
They do call me Dr. Ferguson too.
So I'm gonna call you Dr. Ferguson
Thank
too.
you. I literally do have.
The Dr. Ferguson too.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm only messing, but it is true.
But I will say that we look at in today. In society we in, is so much is going on in the folks today. And to hear the story. I don't let nobody try to give my story. You should give your story. And how things are. And they all have that. But you making a platform for them to give their story. I know sometimes there's a lot of shyness and some people, introverts, they don't want to, come out. But you're making it so easy for them to give their story. And you said something key. That's not everything you say key, but this key part I'm pulling out. Start with a short one.
Yes. Yes.
Short one and get it out. And but you have all these folks coming and folks that come and can help them with that. You know, most people doesn't live their destiny because they so far behind
Yeah.
and not trying to figure out the faith that God already gave. They haven't lived their purpose. You know, some people might be alive, but they're not living. But
That's
see,
right.
and it's good to be alive, but it's best to live.
Well, we'll give you an example. I mean, this year we had 122 films that were submitted, and we're only 2 years. Just last year when I came, we had about 70. We almost doubled our filmmakers,
Man.
which means I had to more than double my jury. But I'm going to give you an example of how powerful storytelling is. My sister-in-law, Dr. Evangelist Melody Polson, just decided one day she was going to enter the film festival. She went in her room. She put her cell phone up. There were no fancy lights. There was nothing. And she sat there, and for 16 minutes, she poured out her heart around PTSD in the faith community. Because of my nephew, her son, being a veteran and her experiences. And it was powerful. It was powerful. No fancy light. So, of course, she would not get an Oscar or anything. But in terms of content, she would, right? But she just put herself out there as a beautiful example. Folks, if you're listening to me, don't wait to get everything perfect. Oh, I don't have the right camera lens, the right lighting, the sound engineer. Is all of that fine? Yes. But for my festival, let me tell you what makes my festival powerful, and people cannot miss this. When you go on a job interview, the first thing they ask for is, where have you worked? Let me give you some job experience. Well, it could be that you did something very simple and minor. My film festival says, I'm going to create room for Eastern, Northeastern North Carolina filmmakers to showcase you. So on Saturday night, this Saturday night coming up, September the 14th, we're going to pay tribute to every Northeastern North Carolina filmmaker who entered into my festival. And it does not matter the quality of your film. It doesn't matter. It just says, I want to be your place of encouragement to let you know that we recognize your passion or your love or your place of discovery or experimentation. And we're willing, as long as no nudity, a lot of profanity, none of that happens. And I'm not into gore or horror, even though a couple of my filmmakers really are. Hey, Malik and Donnie. But I've made, my team have made a decision, no gore, right? But they still will be recognized for their effort. And a lot of times, right, isn't that what's needed? They just need someone to recognize their own individual passion and be there to undergird and support them. So this is what we're doing every year from 6 to 8. So all of you out there, if you're interested in putting together a short film and you think no one would be interested in showing it, listen, you need to come see me because we are interested in showing it. We are. Do we want mastery and proficiency? Absolutely, because the film industry can come here. So we make films too. We can make movies here. We just want you to discover who you are. Because perhaps you're not a dramatic feature. Maybe you are a documentarist, right? Maybe you love telling stories about real things. Or maybe you're an actor or a producer or a director or you're a lighting, sound engineer. You don't have to be in front of the camera ever. Maybe you want to be a location specialist, right? You want to provide craft services, which is food and catering. Or maybe you want to deal with the salon and hair and fashion. It is an entire world. What's in the real world exists on film. So this weekend, beginning on Friday, is the red carpet. Y'all need to come on out and see me. The red carpet is the only ticket affair. And as I heard my mama say earlier today, put on your fancy clothes or just your good old clothes and come on down and join us. But it's going to be amazing. And it's going to take place at the Berkeley County Center, which is at 104 Lancaster Avenue in Berkeley County, which is the new Ag Center right through the town of Windsor. And the red carpet starts on Friday at 5:30, ends at the Arts Council from 9:30 till 11 with an after party. Then Saturday morning, we start this all over again with a ribbon cutting at the high school, state-of-the-art, beautiful auditorium, 500 seats, 5 screening rooms.
Wow.
We're having a hub station where filmmakers are going to talk to people about being actors and producers and writers, and they're going to invite the whole community in to have that discussion. Nakia Dillard from the Black Lightning and the Wonder Years is flying in tomorrow, that he's going to be joining
Wow.
us as well on Saturday. And these master classes start from 12 to 4 o'clock with room to discuss with all the filmmakers. And then come back on Sunday is the Effie Awards from 1 to 3. And man, oh man,
Wow.
we're excited.
Wow.
We're excited.
I mean, you done brought me into the whole movie right now. What's going on? And it's like you have all this all set up for folks to come. And as they listen to this broadcast, I know there's people listen to this broadcast that in your heart that you say, I would like to do a little film, a documentary or something inside you. And here's the opportunity for you to do it. As Dr. Ferguson, she mentioned, that is, you don't have to have this big giant camera. I always believe it's not what you don't have, it's what you think you need to stop you. You already have it. And I love the idea of what they're doing. You're encouraging people. That's what we need, encouraging. You know, I mean, it's amazing. That encouraging go a long way. Like, hey, you can do it. We're with you. It's like a mentoring with them, because if we don't know what we're doing, we're just as nervous as anything else, But then what you're sharing is being mentoring with them, and so and as those that listen to this broadcast, and the question is, I know you gave an answer. Is there a contact or email that they can go at? 'Cause, sometimes they catch pieces of the story.
Yeah, they do.
Is there a number or something they could contact?
Yes.
Website?
Oh, yeah. They can they can reach me at www.equity-films.org, www.equityfilms.org, or Patricia@equityfilms.org, Patricia@equityfilms.org. Now, I just want to make one other mention. We do have very professional films in the festival, because the 77 films that entered, the 122 films that entered, they're from all over the country.
Wow.
And some foreign countries that we had to reject because we're not yet a foreign or international film festival by choice. So the films that are there are from all over the country, and they do have all the fancy gizmos. But again, you guys, remember, you don't go to C-suite in any business by just first walking in the door. You've got to get a little experience under your belt. But you can't get to C-suite unless you have some experience under your belt. Most film festivals, I do not know of any other film festival in the country or around the world that's doing what we're doing, which is allowing first-time filmmakers, no matter how good or bad that film is, an opportunity to be encouraged. And that's what makes us. And do I have to have a little conversation with my team sometime? Oh, yeah, they're like, Miss Ferguson. And then I'm like, yeah. They says, well, this is your vision. I went, it's our vision, but please follow, please just allow my heart to go forth and support my heart, which is allow them this opportunity to showcase to their family and friends. And Pastor, it might go no further than family and friends. But isn't that okay?
It's a start.
It is, and they might never go past that. But look at the accolades that they might look toward every year, that I know at least one festival that loves me and appreciates my work. And so guess what they do? They then come to your church pastor, call and go, sir, I have some experience in videography and cinematography, because I've submitted 5 movies to film festivals, and I've never necessarily won, but I understand the concept because the competition was stiff, and this is what I know, and can I show you, and can I talk to you about perhaps joining your AV team, or,
Wow.
or, yeah. So they can use the skills everywhere.
You said, I look at folks who probably haven't took the time to step out on faith, and where you're making a platform, and you said something as well. Don't move my vision. You know what I'm saying? This is my vision that I received from the Father, what we need to do here. And so you're making sure they following the vision. Just don't add anything else. Don't mess with my banana pudding. So don't you put anything extra in that potato salad. It's already set up. And so what you're giving them that opportunity to move in a way they never moved.
That's correct.
And his name, he said, and it's a skill that they receive.
Yeah.
That most people don't think about that. You kind of went out the box. You're doing something different.
Very much.
That no one else done before, and to bring something to the eastern part of North Carolina.
Because film festivals are very expensive. The reason why Film festivals are so, you heard me mention 50,000 for one. They're so expensive. And this is one reason why communities like ours, when I say ours, I mean from an economic standpoint, does not happen because it is so much money to pull off. And I have to go around and really work hard to do it. I'm thanking God for my wonderful husband. Without his support, the Lord would open another door, but my gracious me. And we just dig in because it's ministry for us. All of my team know about my faith. It's not important to me that they embrace the same type of faith. It's more important to me, Pastor, that where I am, there is the glory. That where I am, there's God. God is there.
It's right there.
And that it's very clear to them that He is there. And it's through that witness, not what I say out of my mouth, but it's by the witness that I bring to them, that there's clarity on my faith, and I'm not just talking, she's living what she believes. And to me, that means more than everything, because in that way, when I ask them, hey, consider adding something, do you mind? Then they're like, oh my God, we expect that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we got to make sure they know the address because we come
Absolutely.
If we can give them the address, and as you listen to this broadcast, as Dr. Patricia Ferguson, the work that she's doing out there, the film festival. We didn't get to. Is there a fee? Is it tickets? Anything that we need to purchase? And how do we do that? So we need to get us all the information right now. She's gonna give you that information. I know you listen to this broadcast. We need to have 3 shows with her because she has a lot on her that she can share with you.
Absolutely.
And we're so honored to have her here to come down to share this information so we can share it with you on a film festival on things that you could get yourself involved with. And she could not have said it better. You're putting skills on side you, whether you make it or not. Listen, you have something that you never had before, and you're stepping on faith, leading to steps that you never seen before. So as she's going to give you all the information again, please get your pen and paper ready so she could give you the information, the address, the time, and how to get in contact, and how to get tickets. The floor is yours, Pastor Silva tells me.
Absolutely. And listen, you guys can't see her, but I've got an amazing, beautiful mom sitting out there, Maggie Witherspoon, that, she's my right hand when it comes to all of this. When I have a need, she is always there backing me up. And I gotta shout out to her and my husband, as I've said. But Friday night is the only ticketed event, and it is $75. It is the only ticketed event in the entire 3-day festival. On Saturday is free entry. Sunday is free entry. So you can just come on in. Doors open on Saturday at 9 a.m. and doors open on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. And for the red carpet is at the Berkeley County Center. You can Google that and get it. You can Google Berkeley County Library, Berkeley County Ag Extension, all of those, you'll get it. And the address is 104 Lancaster Avenue. 104 Lancaster Avenue, Windsor, North Carolina. Now, the actual festival with the screenings and all that fantastic stuff, the filmmakers, is going to be at the state-of-the-art high school, Berkeley County High School in Windsor. You Google that, and it's on Highway 13. That's just basically the address. That is also for the Effie Awards and the film screening. And if you need to reach me, 252-332-1059. 252-332-1059, 252-332-1059. Come on out and support us. I need y'all bad.
Dr. Patricia, we thank you for being on the broadcast. As you have heard, you got her number, information. There's only one fee of $75. Let me tell you, that's what I pay for just a lunch for me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? And don't add my children, and oh Lord. But again, please come out, support something that's going to help in the community and help you as well.
Yeah.
The work that Dr. Ferguson and she's doing out there, support what she's doing. Please come out that shadow, become who you really are. God bless you, and we'll see you at the next broadcast.
Thank you, Pastor.